What's up, everyone? It's me, Adam Prime, and I'm here to talk about just something I want to talk about. This is a video mostly for me. I don't. I'd say it's like I've talked before how much I love Skeletor, and I do enjoy Masters of the Universe as a brand. I'm definitely not in the starting demographic. I'm definitely nowhere close to knowing its 40 years amount of history. I'm 24. Um, I'm definitely somebody who got into it via like the earlier 2000s, but more from the toys than anything else. Like I got a Skeletor toy and it was just kind of my villain for anything. And I think it was like a McDonald's or Burger King toy. It wasn't even like a full-on like Skeletor. But I might have gotten one eventually. But another thing I got at like cuz used to go to Goodwills a lot in thrift stores, I actually was able to have found, and this is my only vintage Masters of the Universe figure. It is of Leech. I would love to get a vintage Skeletor, but obviously I bought this at a flea market for 25 cents. His suction actually still works impressively. Um yeah, he doesn't have his bow. So that's why I was so happy to get this, was because it's like finally I can have a Leech with all his accessories and awesome posing. And honestly, that's something I think from the Masters of the Universe Origins line I love the most is I love the cards. Like you get this awesome artwork of Leech on the top. Get the 40th anniversary logo. The evil master of suction. You got the boy right there. You got a mini comic. You got an alternate head, some alternate hands, and his crossbow. But yeah, it pretty much shows you that he can suction cup most places, so that is nice. You got this beautiful, I love that card art is coming back. Like I love this artwork. I think that looks amazing. Like it's just so well done. You got Tongue Lashor in there. You got the heroic warriors of who you could buy now. Ooh, a Roton? I keep forgetting the Rotons out. Overall, this is a figure I was really excited for when they announced it, and this is something I just really need to talk about because I just really like Leech, and I can't see myself finding any other way to talk about Leech. He is an evil Horde member, and you know, I got a couple other Leeches I will be showing off. I will definitely be doing comparisons with the 80s one, just because it's obviously it's meant to represent and be very similar to it. So it's going to be an interesting time to compare them. So I'm going to have to sadly cut open this beautiful card. Like if I could ever find one of these on sale, and or hell, if I actually ever do find another one of these, I might just buy it again just because I would love to keep it on card because I love how it looks on card. But sadly, I want to open him up and play around with him. So he will be open and we will talk about him. Like I said, this is a video for me. So if nobody watches this, okay, I'm just talking into dead space, but whatever. I wanted to talk about Leech, so I'm talking about Leech. Okay, let's open him up. And here's Leech out of the packaging, but let's start off with, he comes with a mini comic that's all themed around him. Night of the Leech. These are not very long mini comics. There he is. Shows more of what you can buy. But hey, Leech is the title of the comic, which is pretty cool. And, you know, here he is. And because he's part of the Origins line, he obviously can come to pieces. That did not sound good, but he can do that. He can, I think he can even pop up his arms. Oh, God. I keep flying everything everywhere. But, yep, you can fly him in on those arms. Let's get into his articulation. You can obviously, his head's on a ball joint because he comes with an alternate head. We will get to that in a little bit. He has his classic suction cup head face, which I do like. It is very iconic. You have that waist swivel as I showed earlier. You got a joint out here. It can go up that much. It can go all the way around. Has a one single jointed elbow. The hands rotate, but the suction ones don't have any joints, but that's probably because they can suction. You got the legs that can go up that much and go that far back. Oh, you can actually get a pretty good running stance. Look at Leech go. can get a pretty good running stance. If you want him more squat like the vintage toy, you can do that. He actually even has more suction cupped feet. Like the vintage was just flat little pieces of plastic. Which can he suction onto? He could suction onto the other Leech's foot. Oh my god. Ain't that impressive? Let's get into the comparison, which you can definitely tell these are two different figures, but they have such a very similar vibe. They have the same mouth. They have definitely two different mechanisms. Like, he has the pushback, which that never really worked, and I never knew if that was because it was old or if the gimmick just wasn't that good. But I think if we bring in this lunchbox, you can see he stays on it pretty well, and like the other. So if you really want him to suction cup onto stuff, you really can get him on there. And like this one could do it as well, but it was more of like a vacuum kind of thing. Like with this one, it's a lot easier to pull off. With this one, it's like you got to use this little tab to really get the suction to stop. And overall, I think that's kind of cool. So if you really wanted to get him into some like poses on like the side of your shelf, you really kind of could. If you get his suction cups all lined up right. So yeah, you could have him doing that. And he can hold on to himself, and he's staying on there pretty well. So I think that's just kind of cool. So like the suction cups for this one really do work, and it doesn't even hinder any of his like standability. Like he can stand on these suction cups, and 90% of the time he actually might even just suction down onto the ground. So it's like he's very sturdy. You can get him into a pose. Can you get him into a one? Yeah, look at, he's standing on the one sucker. So it's very interesting and very kind of neat. But it does come with some accessories, which most Horde members do come with a crossbow. He comes with a red one, which you can just clip over his wrist, and he can do that kind of thing. Which like I don't know if this just doesn't work or not, but yeah, like mine just doesn't seem like it wants to work at all. Oh, it's not like it fires. It's just like That's kind of it for that, which that's okay. At least he has a weapon, so if you actually get him suctioned up, you can actually get him like almost like he's aiming. He does come with some alternate hands, so if you do not want the suction cup hands, you can pop it off and plug it in, and this one actually does have a wrist joint, so if you want him with regular hands. And let's look at his alternate head, which is a full head. He doesn't have the suction part. It's really kind of neat. You actually do get to see like all the painted details on the inside. He has pointier ears, which this one does definitely look more like the vintage. If you look at it, honestly, the eye just looks a little bit bigger. So yeah, there's that. So let me get a nice group shot of the leeches. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, put that in his hand. Get that. I do like this head, so I might display him with this head. I do like it a lot. Almost has like those, like he should have like hatfish whiskers or something. But yeah, let's put this one back on for the sake of this. He is definitely a little bit taller. He can straighten his legs out a lot more than vintage Leech. But let's also bring in another Leech I have in my collection, the Funko Pop Leech. I don't collect a lot of Funko Pops, but I found the Leech one on sale, and I was like, well, I do have to have him. He looks exactly like the old vintage toy. They all three have the suction cup mouth thing. And, yeah, that's kind of wonderful. There you go. Let's get the leeches out of here. And the lunchbox, I will get that out of here. Let's change his head back. You know what? I just wanted to do it for that triple Leech comparison right there for that one. But yeah, there we go. Let's bring in some other comparisons. Let's bring in another Horde member in Mosquitor. He's definitely a bigger boy than Mosquitor. Both very weird head shapes when now that I'm looking at it. Oh, his head did not go in all the way. Gotta make sure it goes right up. There it is. There it goes. Goes right nicely on that ball joint. We got two evil Horde members. I do have a Hordak. I just didn't feel like looking for him. I couldn't remember where I have him right now. But yeah, they look good together. The Horde ranks are looking pretty good. Bringing in another Origins figure. Let's bring in Skeletor. Gotta have Skeletor. And I'm gonna bring in a Figuart. He's even bigger than than 01. I actually did not expect him to be bigger than 01, which means he's definitely bigger than Vegeta. Yeah, I have Vegeta sitting around here. There's the Figuarts. And here is a 6-inch example, which he is still taller than. He's still taller than J. Jonah Jameson. He's taller than him, so that's kind of cool. And here's also another Skeletor, which that's not even that bad of a scaling either. This is a big boy, like he's a big figure. So there you go. There's that kind of scaling. And overall, I like this figure a lot. It has a ton of good posability. I like the new head. I like the other head it comes with too. I like that it's a suction cup, but I like that it's not always a suction cup now. I like that. I think the hands are cool. It has decent articulation. I couldn't ask for anything else more. And it's like could I ask for double jointed elbows? Yeah, but honestly, if you work with what you got, sometimes you can get some really good shots. Like I could see getting some really nice ones. That's like, I love the detailing. Has a lot of that older detail. I love the Horde emblem. And yeah, like I'm so happy to have this figure. I'm glad to have a very nicely articulated version of a toy I've had in my collection for a while, and mostly because I love Masters of the Universe. Again, this is my only vintage figure, but I'm glad to have him updated so they can be together at last. Make their suction cups touch. There you go. Overall, I'm very happy with this guy. If you're a Masters of the Universe fan, I would say definitely pick him up. Like, this is a nice chunky figure, and like honestly, I could see putting him up against other people to battle. Like, I could see you putting him up against a Kamen Rider to fight him like he's like a monster or something. Like, he really could just work for anything outside of like having the Horde logo, which tells you where he's from. So I don't know. I really do like Leech. I like him a lot. I'm very happy. I'm glad I could share him with you guys, because I like to share some parts of my own like enjoyment, like the Skeletor, like when I was talking about Skeletor. Definitely gonna have to talk about more Skeletor, but I guess talking about Leech for now is just as good. I like him a lot. I don't know how many more times I could say that, but what do you guys think of Leech? Do you guys want me to talk about more Masters of the Universe stuff? Overall, I really do like him. But yeah, who do you guys want to see? I'm about to say, I don't know. What else and overall, just tell me what you guys want to see video-wise in the comments. Like, you know, there are sometimes I do go through dry spells and I don't know what I have to do. I'm not going through that right now. So, you know, leave down what you guys want to see down in the comments below. And, yeah, thank you so much for letting me just yak on about Leech, one of my favorite Masters of the Universe characters. Not because he's like a great character, I just think he's kind of doofy looking, and I've had his toy for a long time, so it's like, I don't have a deep connection to him, but I like him a lot. So, until whatever I do next, final thank you so much for watching, and until whatever I do next, bye.